would you like to be the most productive girl ever? It's actually easier than you think. And in this video, I'm gonna explain how. Before I get into it, hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you never miss one of my videos. Believe it or not, I am a pretty busy person. I have a lot on my plate. I am a wife, I am a mother, I have a job. I also run this awesome YouTube channel and my community, link is in the description if you want to check it out. I have a lot on. Being productive isn't even a question. I have to be productive to survive, let alone to thrive. Productivity is something that I've really picked up and have honed over the years of picking more things up in my life. You need to fine-tune what's around you. What in your life is stopping you from being productive? For example, it could be something simple like background noise in the places where you're working. Have you tried headphones? Have you tried listening to music? That sort of background noise can help you shut out the rest of the chaos and noise around you. It could be other things like people. Are there people that are constantly coming in and distracting you where you're working? Can you work somewhere else? Is there a library local to you where you might feel is a better environment for you to get stuff done in? If in those hours when you're able to get things done, you're directed with purpose, you are going to be way more productive in the long run. The second thing you're going to want to look at is scheduling. Now, you can get very into the details and in depth in this, and I'm not necessarily saying to do that, but you have 24 hours a day, just like me, just like anybody else. They have 24 hours. What I'd suggest is just having the important things scheduled in. If you need to be working from between certain hours, schedule that in. If you want to do stuff outside of work, schedule those things in as well. If it's important to you to go to the gym every day, then you want to schedule it in. Decide on a time to do it every single day and stay consistent with it. You will be a lot more productive that way than if you weren't scheduling things in and you're just sort of, oh, you know, I feel like going to the gym now, and then, oh, I've kind of run out of time today, so guess I won't be going to the gym. That sort of thing will happen, and those sorts of things will creep in when you're not sticking to a schedule and scheduling things, at least in here. You've got to schedule things. It will really, really help your productivity. The third thing you need to think about is this: get productive to be productive. Let me explain. I've talked about this a little bit in my other video for motivation, where you want to, in order to be motivated, you need to accomplish things. That sort of thing works the same way with productivity. If you have achieved lots of things, like you've done that task, you've done that task, you've done that task, it will be so much easier and you'll be in the rhythm of producing and doing things that you'll find yourself being way more productive. The actual productivity is getting things done, completed cycles. If you've started a project, finishing the project is the productivity there. That's the real product. The more of those things you'll get, the more you'll find yourself finding it easy to produce the next thing. You'll find that you get into the run of things, like it just keeps going from there. It's the same with motivation, it's the same with confidence, it's the same with productivity. Everything, you want to get started. Have a think about the last time you felt really productive, and let me know in the comments. I am willing to bet that you had achieved quite a few things in the run-up to feeling super productive. So this next tip is probably my favorite about productivity, and that is surround yourself with two things: positivity and productivity. If you're surrounded by a bunch of people who never do anything, you're never gonna do anything. You will become a product of that environment. I have found personally, before I met my husband, I was productive, so sure, some of the time, and some of the time I wasn't. When I started hanging around my husband loads, and when we got married and we're together every single day, it's like, oh wow, okay, I can feel it, because he is super ridiculously productive. And if I'm around him, I look lame, and I'm like, oh God, I've got to step up my game because he's getting loads and loads of stuff done. I need to get loads of stuff done. And that sort of attitude is what you want to surround yourself with. It really, 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 really helps. And it's one of those small things you can do that makes a massive difference in your life. If all of your friends are doing loads of stuff and like, oh yeah, I just did this the other day, and oh, I don't know, climbed that mountain. My company's just done this. I just got a new job and I'm going up the corporate ladder or whatever it is, if you're surrounding yourself with those sorts of people, it's almost like you've gotten on a train and that train is moving. It's like one of those Japanese bullet trains. It's like, when you're surrounded by loads of productive people, that's exactly how it feels. It's like, we're all going 100 miles an hour and it feels great. When you're surrounded by lots of people who aren't really moving, and be honest with yourself, they might be lovely people, and I'm not saying they're not lovely people, but if they're not productive and you want to be productive, they will hold you back in some way, and that's not what you want if you're trying to be a super productive person. I always feel like people influence you way more than you could ever know. I didn't realize when people have been influencing me, good or bad, and then suddenly like I'll have a moment where I just step back and look at myself and my life and I'm like, whoa, what changed? And then I'm like, oh, well, that person came into my life. And then I can decide for myself whether that person is overall a good influence or a bad influence on my life. And you have to be honest with yourself in these things, because sometimes the loveliest people you just can't spend loads of time around. I'm not saying cut them out. I'm not saying do something drastic. I'm just saying the people that you want to be in like your tight circle, the people that you spend the most time with, you want those people to be a reflection of you and what you want to be. If you want to be productive, then I would 100% advise you spend time with people who are achieving lots. My last tip for you is to organize your life so that being productive becomes easy. Take a look at your home. Is it set up in a way where it's easy for you to work? Do you have a TV? Where is the TV? If your TV is at the end of your bed. For me, I couldn't do that because I know I'd spend all day in bed. What I found at one point in my life is that I even got rid of the TV. I just couldn't have one. And that was a point where I really needed to get a lot done. Those things and those sacrifices might have to be done in the short term so that you can benefit from them in the long run. My workspace is completely built to make it comfortable for me to work. I have my desk, I have my tools that I need, so my computer, my pens, everything that I could possibly need. It's set up so that I can do my work. What you want to think about is your version of this. What you just want to do is just think, okay, if I want to, just one thing, I want to go to the gym every day. How can I make that easy for myself? If you go to a gym that's miles away, that's going to be a little bit harder for you to go than if your gym was down the road. Things like that are the things that you want to just make easy. Make it easy for yourself to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. It doesn't have to feel like you're battling with yourself. So make it super, super easy for yourself. One way that you can really make it easy for yourself is to surround yourself with people who are doing the same thing as you. Perhaps they're facing similar challenges. If you are wanting to be around those sorts of people and don't know where to start, then do check out my community, a group of women supporting women, trying to help people striving to be a better version of themselves. The link is in the description, so do check it out if you're interested. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my other videos if you're interested. Like this video for peak productivity, and I'll see you next time.